So this is the battery of Yuneec E-GO electric longboard, which unfortunately never was used and died within the shelf. So I decided to take it to bits and, well, try to refit new batteries. I already taken it off the board and removed those rubber seal on top of the battery, and as we can see, it's just composed out of ordinary 18650 cells. Those are the 18650 PF version with about 2900 milliamp hours per battery. Yeah, when you try to charge the thing, it gets damn hot, and well, the balancer should work, I guess, because I measured the cells, and despite the fact that they were well under 2 volts when I opened it, the balancer tried to charge them with a little help of a bench power supply, and now I'm gonna see if I can remove all the cells and rebuild this pack. I've got plenty of spare cells around, but let's see. It's rather sad to see that those are dying on the shelf, because this was a brand new unpacked, a brand new sealed board, and as you can see, the rubber grommets also start to crack and they are also falling out here, and that's a bit sad to see. But let's go on with the battery and see what we can do here. The BMS and protection circuit is quite sophisticated in my opinion. They have some MOSFETs in place to start the board, which they just get triggered by the switch on the case to make connection to the motor control unit. But well, I hope we can at least save this and build a new pack, maybe a stronger one, or with a higher capacity one with more cells or bigger cells. Maybe we can take such 2700 cells and put them in. I'll see, because they should fit within the case. So let's take it to bits completely. One thing to say, the Yuneec skateboards are quite simple to power, in opposite to the for example Evolve skateboards, electric skateboards. They have well, I have a battery here, so they have this is the battery out of an Evolve electric skateboard, a rather old one, because this has still pouch cells inside there, but they have a proprietary BMS inside there, which communicates via UART to the main controller, and if this BMS doesn't communicate, well, then the board locks you up and says, oh well, you just are allowed to drive 10 kilometers per hour or something. And this board is quite different, because the motor control unit only wants to get yeah, well, power for one, and well, maybe I can fit it in the camera. So the motor control board only wants to get the power, and this one, which is just a temperature probe located inside the battery pack. So when you provide a temperature reading and power to the motor control unit, it should start up. I did this with my bench power supply, and it started up once I've connected the temperature reading. I think it's a PCC element or something like this. Well, so let's take this one apart and see if it explodes in our face. Unfortunately, there's no way to disconnect the wires from the casing, because they are glued in place here. So I think I'm gonna leave them attached as long as possible, because I don't want to cut those off. outside and see. Well, this one has quite some gas going on down there, so let's poke it. And no, it can't explode because I'm letting out those gases. Those gases are just trapped below the insulating thing, you see, because most of the cells are metal cans and the outside of the can is the negative, so they are just heat shrink wrapped in plastic to avoid any short to the can. And well, quite interesting that the gases are trapped, but I guess they got trapped because the spacers up and down are so tight that there was no way to escape there. Now let's see, this will move into its packages right now. Now we are presented with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7S 3P package. It means we have 7 cells in serial and 3 in parallel, which gives us a total voltage of about 29.4 volts. Given that every package has 3.6 volts nominal and 4.2 volts at full charge. Let's try to get this off. Well, I think first I'll cut these individual cells apart. Good. Now we have a free BMS. I might zoom in on this one and take a closer look at it, because it might be interesting to see how they did it. So I'm just back and let's take a look at this board. So the BMS consists of some MOSFETs. I see here. This is the balancing connector, which goes to the individual cells to measure the voltage and discharge overcharged cells. Down here we have a few transistors, some big diodes, and well, I guess the transistors are for the comparison, but I'm not sure, I don't know what they are exactly for. The chip here is a BQ77908A, which is a multi-cell lithium-ion polymer protector, precision protector, according to the datasheet. This is a quite sophisticated chip. It even features a I2C output, so I don't know why they don't use it, but I guess they don't need it in this case. Well, so now the only thing I have to do is to rip those cells apart and try to check them. At the moment I'm not quite sure if I'm going to check them individually or if I should check them in their 3P state, so in parallel, but the optical inspection shows that most of the cells are either leaky or completely, well, I think those are quite, no, also leaky down here. And let's just cut those apart. And see if any of those packages hold a charge. Well, this one looks quite good. At this one we have just a little bit of leakage, it seems like, but altogether this one looks quite good, so maybe we have some good cells in here too. Let's see. Well, Nope. 0.74 volts on this one. Oh, 0.6 volts. This one looks horrible. Some gases were trapped inside, and now it's just really horrible looking pack. So let's see if we can go any lower than 0.6 volt. With this one we get, well, 1.26 volt. This is quite surprising given that the pack here looks even worse than the other ones. Oh well, here we have 3.4 volts, which might suggest that those are still good. Let's put this down up here. This one also looks quite terrible. You can really see the leakage up here. Do we have anything better here? I don't guess so. Okay, this one is really dead. 0.07 volts. No surprise there. Let's take a look at the next one. 0.17 volts, also quite dead. So these ones had about 0.6 volts, and these ones are completely dead. This one looks quite good, except for the leakage up here, but maybe this one still has some charge. Let's take the look. Let's risk it. Oh well, yeah, we have 3.3 volts here. So this this cells might be good. I mean, there also can be good cells within the other parallel packs, because if one of them is faulty, it can discharge the other ones as well. But those two look quite good, which means you have 3.4 and 3 point something volts down there. That suggests that all of those cells are good.